It's a madness, bro. Look at that, look at that. Welcome back, guys. Here's the first video of the new year, and today we are back on the Audi R8 project. In the last video, we assembled the engine fully back up, and then we installed it back into the car. This obviously tells a different story, right? What on earth is going on here? Well, that we're going to get into. If you recall, when we started the car up, it cut out straight away. Whoa! That was due to a ghost immobilizer. However, thanks to VAG Club UK, he came over and removed that for us. And then we were able to start the car. But then, what happened? Long story short, we got bad news, man. Have a look. This is the engine, man. And no, this is not a video before I put the engine in. I was driving the car along the A13. First drive, right? Maybe 7-8 minutes in. And it was driving perfectly fine. There was no warning lights, no oil pressure lights, nothing like that. Car was running absolutely spot on. I started to accelerate gradually, and all of a sudden, engine just cut out, literally. 50 miles an hour, cut out, all silent, and the power just dropping. I'm thinking, what's going on? I'm pressing the gas, and the car's not going anywhere. It's just literally slowing down to a halt. And the worst thing about it is, it was on the A13 flyover. So we're literally on the verge of getting to the top, and the car stops right there. It would not move. Very panicking moment, to say the least. And here's the story. Right now we're holding up a hell of a lot of traffic on the A13. Pressure. This is what you call pressure, people. The Audi R8's engine completely cut out on me on the first drive. Where, out of all places, on a busy A road in rush hour, on the verge of a flyover. Yeah, you can't make this one up. We had to block one whole lane off, and the traffic we caused was immense. It went back for miles. And through all this, we had to override the parking lock, as otherwise the wheels wouldn't move. I know what you're thinking. What on earth happened? Same here, except that's the last of my concern, being stranded on the A13. We needed to get this car off the road and fast, as the traffic build-up was just getting worse. Let's head back and find out what really went wrong. Oh, madness, man. Madness, look at the fucking car. There you go, finally got the car on the truck. So much for the first drive in the Audi R8. That's how you start a weekend. In the evening, and met with this. Made it back to the HQ. Oh my god, that was crazy, man. On a hill. Imagine breaking down on a hill. Mad, huh? Some craziness. Seth, can you get him in? Just where we left from, we're right back. I'm more excited to find out what the hell went wrong there, man.
I think we all need to make a dua for this one, boy. This looks techie.
Mo, where's the other Mercedes?
Here.
Go on, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. You're good, you've got enough clearance at the front.
No, chill.
Right guys, look, we got the truck back into the workshop. So this is the plan, right? Car's on the ramp, the gearbox is locked. We're gonna use the ramps. We're gonna go back with the vehicle, check the car up. As you can see, it says supercar, no clearance at all. So we're gonna have to somehow, Mo, can you reverse back a little bit, yeah? So if you're gonna go back a little bit, we're gonna get the car jacked up, and then we can lift it up. Once we lift it up, the solution we're thinking is move the drive shafts, and that will allow the back wheels to be free again, because right now it's locked. It's a very strange one, man. So much for the first drive. So there's a bar underneath there at the back, that bar there. We'll just jack up on that, and then we can put these on, and then we can do the same for the front. And go up and find out what the hell's going on with this car. You just want to slide this arm in and mount the back, then we can do the other side. Let's go to the front. What's the time now? 8 o'clock? 8 p.m. on a Friday, and this is what we're doing. Slowly.
Hey, Sean, move your fingers, bro.
Okay, hold on.
Alright. Car's in the air now. You just have to make sure it's jacked up properly first before the truck goes forward, before we have another situation. Up in there it goes. Can now move the truck out of the way, to find out what the hell went wrong on the Audi R8. So now's the time to explain to you guys what happened to this engine. Man, I don't know where to start, man. So as you guys saw, we fully assembled the engine up, the bearings, the crank. As far as the build went, it was absolutely spot on and perfect. We stripped the engine down. If you guys come over here, this is what happened, guys. See this? This is the color of a con rod. This is how they normally look. That is gone dark. Can you see it's got like a brown, dark shade to it, a bit of blackness? That basically shows oil starvation. Oil starvation and heat. When there's a lot of heat in the bottom end of an engine, these are the kind of marks you get. We pull out the crank and I'm going to show you the damage on it. If you come over here, this is the crankshaft of the engine. As you can see, the mains are perfectly fine. However, this is where the rod bearings go onto. Who knows what that is? And there, look at that. These are bearings wrapped onto the crankshaft. This is what you call spun bearings, guys. So if you come over here, you can see the bearings are supposed to be seated like this. And then when there's excessive heat, what happens is, due to lack of lubrication, they grab onto the crankshaft, as you can see over here. And that, guys, is a bad failure, man. So now the question is, what went wrong here? Let me explain. So this crankshaft is from the original engine, as in this engine. When we first got the car and stripped it out, this is the same crankshaft that come out. And it actually had a bearing spun on it too. However, every crankshaft that we get that's reusable, we send it off to the machine shop, and what they do is check the journals for trueness. Despite one of the journals having a bearing wrapped on it, they give us the go-ahead after their checks that it's perfectly good to reuse. So if you remember in the last video, when we assembled the engine, I mentioned that it's the original crankshaft. We didn't have to get a new one. We've now checked the crankshaft journal and found that it's not in tolerance. So this big mistake is down to the machine shop, and I'm the person who's going to face the consequences of it. When I say consequences, of course we're going to rebuild this back up again. We now need a new crankshaft, unfortunately. This thing here costs £4,000 plus the VAT. That's correct, man. But I guess first time around, if it wasn't in tolerance, we couldn't have used it anyway, so it was scrapped to begin with. We now need to get a set of con rods again, because of course when they're burnt, I would not reuse these again. And we need to get main bearings again, con rod bearings again, head gasket, head bolts, seals, gaskets, you name it. And on a car like this, we're talking thousands. Next time, even if a machine shop that you use and trust tells you something is fine, always double, triple check. Do I charge the machine shop for this mistake? So I've actually taken this crank back to them and I've showed them what mistakes they've made, and they put their hands up straight away. You know what I mean? You can't deny it when it's right in front of you. I've worked with these guys for about 5 years now, and they've been absolutely straight. Like, we trust them, you know what I mean? All the builds we do, never had a mistake. I just think it's one of those days that someone had a bad day or something. You know, we're all human, we all make mistakes. I'm not gonna charge them for this. Keep the relationship straight. There's no point of burning a bridge over a little problem. It's not a little problem, I know. It's quite a big problem actually. Once I build this up, we're gonna start this car up, we're gonna be laughing about it later. Do you know what I mean? I don't see the reason to create negativity in this situation. Moving on, we're gonna start reassembling this engine back up, and then we'll see what happens. This is going to the bin. Oh shit. Anyway, enough of the sad story. It's time to move on. I've got a package delivered from Miami, USA in the office. Follow me. Very exciting stuff, and it's to do with this car. Let's go check it out. Hello, Gobind. Look what we got here, guys. A new crankshaft for the Audi R8, ready to get assembled in the next video. And I'm not gonna bore you with a whole rebuild video because you guys just watched that. I'm gonna speed this one up a little bit. Is this the exciting thing? Not really, it's just another crankshaft, right? This is from Miami, USA, and something has come from Texas, USA. Look at this, guys. You guys ready? Check this out. Twin turbo kit for the Audi R8 V10. That's right, guys. We ain't messing around this here, I'm telling you, innit? We're going in, we're going hard. This is a twin turbo kit for the V10. Once the engine is assembled, we're gonna install this and we're gonna give it a blast. 1,000 horses incoming. Stay tuned for the next video, guys. Nams Boost signing out.
Cheers.